If you're an A&E who happened to get Ult VIP or A&E VIP for this upcoming tour, here are some things that I've gathered about Send-Off. Also, I was fortunate enough to have Send-Off last tour for their Oakland stop, which operated, from my understanding, slightly differently than how a lot of other stops did, which I believe to be because Tacoma was really short. Everybody was really mad at how short it was. They compensated by having Oakland be a lot longer than a lot of the other Send-Offs that I saw. We also only had the A&E tier of VIP. We did not have Ult, so there was less people in the room. But things that I've gathered: 1. Go in with little expectation and be wonderfully, happily, pleasantly surprised with what you get. I know of a lot of people at several different stops that walked away from Send-Off being disappointed to a certain degree because they didn't get what they thought they would. The moments that you see, like, full transparency, the stuff that I managed to have that are pinned on my profile, I don't know how the hell I got those wonderful moments. A lot of people didn't get the chance to talk to every member, didn't necessarily get things signed, or just had a not so great experience. Because it was rushed, they're trying to satisfy a lot of people in a very quick amount of time. So going in with a little bit of a lower expectation, and the expectation being you'll be in the room with them, and hopefully you can see them and maybe say, hey, I love you. If you happen to get more, it'll be great. But it hurts my heart to hear of how many people went in expecting a lot and then being very disappointed when they didn't get all that they got. The moments that you see shared on social media are the rare moments. They're not super common from what I understand. Just keep that in mind. Still have a blast. You can go in with hope and excitement, you should. But unfortunately, the nature, unless they change it drastically, they might. I hear they're letting less people in, less people have VIP for this tour. So maybe it'll be different. Maybe it'll operate differently. Subject to change. But that's a tip. Also, I would encourage you guys to be considerate to the people around you. Like for me, once I was like, okay, cool, I had my little thank you moment, I would duck. I would shrink because the people behind me were shorter than me. And I didn't want to just be like standing and they're trying to talk to the person behind me and I'm just like, hey. I shrunk so that people could still have their moment because I think everybody deserves a similar experience. So I encourage you to kind of operate in that way. That's how I do it. Also, in terms of how they actually got let in. Last tour, if the stop had Ult and A&E, Ult would be seated in an area, A&E would be seated in an area. They would randomly select rows of the seating area to go fill in the space. So it was random aside from the tiers. So most of the time, Ult got the barricade and A&E filled in the rest. Some stops had like only 2 rows, others had more. There's a lot of variables that may make Send-Off different for an individual. For a stop or how the staff operates, a lot of factors can change how your experience is. So I encourage you to go in maybe prepared, have a couple things you'd want to say to them, but don't necessarily expect to have the opportunity, which is unfortunate, given how much people are paying for it. But I will say you do have a guaranteed wonderful spot during the show. You should be able to see wonderfully, usually the first row or the first couple rows. You have soundcheck, which is really cool. They're a lot more loose and free. They have a lot more moments of interacting with the crowd during soundcheck. And if you're in the front, you will likely see them very close. They might see you. Those are guarantees. Your Send-Off experience may vary, at least based off what I've seen.